Hello, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. My name is Riley, and in today's video, we're back with FM23. I know I hesitated, not sure why, but we are back in FM23. New one-off video, and that is just a little experiment I wanted to try. And that involves Manchester City. And if you can read the top, Manchester City has been dropped all the way to the Vanarama National League. That's the only thing that I changed. Finance-wise, they have a lot of money. Projections are going to be a little bit lower because they're not going to have that EPL budget. But, you know, it's all good. So, yeah, lots of money. They are just fine. Status is still rich. As of right now, players are okay. No one's upset that they're playing in a lower league. No one wants to leave. But I would think that could change over time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this 5 years into the future and see what happens. Players get upset. Do players want to force their way out of Man City? Does Man City just take every single season by storm? Whether it's League 2, League 1, the Championship. Do they get up to the EPL quick? And do they return to their status as winners? I tend to think they will, but you never know. I would think some of these stars, because Erling Haaland's here, Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, honestly, like De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, their entire squad, they're stacked from top to bottom. So I am very curious to see if everyone is okay with that. So stay tuned. We are going to fast forward to the end of this first season in the Vanarama National League with Man City. So hang on.
Many months later.
As I said, we are back, and it should be no surprise that they got promoted to League 2. So the interesting thing would be to see where they finished. My guess is the Vanarama National League was a walk in the park. Let's just confirm that first before I get carried away. So let's see. That's my history. What about Man City? Man City. Click on them. Overview. How do they do? They came first in the National League. Very exciting. Holy cow. Holy cow. Not only did they come first, but I am sure they set every single record to get to that point. 45 wins, 1 draw against Chesterfield. A 1-1. Chesterfield didn't even make it up. No losses. 125 goals for. 5 goals conceded. Yikes. That is wild. Only 5 goals conceded the entire season. 120 goal difference, obviously 136 points. That is wild to me. Honestly, that is insanity. Well, let's we don't have a captain. Let's go to our squad and come on. Well, I guess first I want to look at transfers because I simmed this. I didn't actually play it, so I don't know transfer-wise what happened, if anything. Because part of the problem is, who's going to want to come to Manchester City unless you're getting paid a ton to play in the National League or League 2? So it looks like players were sold. Wow, Rodri was sold to PSG for a hefty sum of cash. That is impressive. Yeah, 132 million pounds. Up to 158. Holy cow. The rich just get richer. And obviously, it's August 1st. They haven't brought anyone in at this point. And some more players have left. What? Kevin De Bruyne has left Man City. What have I done? Phil Foden has left Man City. John Stones. What is happening? What kind of season did Phil Foden have? He only started 22 matches. 7 goals, 7 assists. What is happening? De Bruyne, he went to Barcelona for 14.25. He had 18 assists. Holy smokes. I don't even know what to say. What about John Stones? John Stones played most of the matches. That is wild. What about records? What records? Most points in the season. Well, what am I saying? The records are only after 1 season, so I'm not going to actually look at records. That's kind of dumb. That is crazy. They sold a ton of dudes. A lot of money, that's for sure. Look at the transfer budget. The transfer budget is ridiculous. But I'm sure no one wants to come. No one wants to come here when they're in League 2. Wow, that is insanity. Let me just do a double check of... Yeah, team's all good. Bernardo Silva wants to leave. Oof. Riyad Mahrez wants to leave. Again, not surprising. We create a tactic, apparently. Erling Haaland, how did you do in the Vanarama National League? Only 25 appearances. He must have been hurt for some. But 23 goals, 9 assists, 8.09. So he did himself all right. Alvarez, there we go. He started most of them. 30, 15 goals. So I think it's safe to say that the boys did well. Ederson, I'm assuming you conceded 3 goals. He didn't actually start most of them. 21 clean sheets. That is wild. Wild. All right, so after the first season, they got promoted without an issue. Not a surprise. But then they ended up selling some of their key players like De Bruyne. That still boggles my mind. Wild. I haven't seen a Man City save that actually does that yet. So interesting to see what other players they lose. Obviously, transfer budget-wise, crazy amounts. Overall balance, still a ton because of big sales. So we'll see what happens in League 2. So fast forward another year. Let's go.
Much later.
Once again, not a surprise. Here we are in League 1. They got promoted. But let us take a quick little looky-loo to see how they got promoted. Where did they get promoted from? And why am I struggling to find this? No. What is this? What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Riley, you need to quit it. All right, overview. Let's see. Yeah. Ended up winning League 2 without an issue. We didn't lose. But man, they play a lot of games in League 2. League 2 is a pretty easy one to get out of because there are so many promotion spots. But still, pretty wild that there was no issue at all. So League 2 was obviously a very easy ordeal. What am I looking at? Player of the year? Really? No player of the year for any of our guys? By our guys, I mean, okay, Erling Haaland. He only got 19 goals. Was he injured for most of it again? He was! Or at least he didn't play. That is crazy to me. That is crazy. All right, team of the year. Let's see. Player of the year, players, team of the year. I think that's what I need to see. Alrighty, so only 3 players in the team of the year. FM23, you've been crazy with your team of the years. Honestly, absolutely crazy. In another save I did with Turkey with Fenerbahce, you might have seen on the channel already. I had won the Champions League. I had dominated in the Turkish Super League, and guess what? I had 2 players in the team of the year. And that was a Champions League winning squad. So you know it was good. But only 2 players in the team of the year. Made no sense. This makes no sense. How do you have record-breaking season and only have 3 players in the team of the year? You didn't even lose a match. Insanity. So what I'm interested in to see is who left, if anyone. Did anyone come in? Alex Iwobi came in. That's interesting. He came in from Everton. I guess how much is he getting paid? 115. Okay, it's a little bit of a pay raise from what he was getting at Everton, but still not crazy. Not crazy money. Players that left. Anyone else of substance? A lot of guys went out on loan. Not a surprise. Last one that Phil Foden. Yeah, that's fine. No one else crazy. Nathan Ake, really? A little bit of a surprise, but only 12 appearances. He didn't even play that well. Oh, oops. He left. He left Man City to go to Newcastle before. I don't understand this. It might have been right at the beginning of the season. I don't know, but he didn't really play very much, so that's fine. Anyone else that was lost to the? That's pretty much it for that season. Man, a lot of money though. Next though, So this is current season going into the season. So far, the only player that of substance, no offense to Liam James and Jado, but Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips has made his way to Barcelona. A little bit of transfer profit there too. Didn't play that much for Man City in League 2, but man, big paycheck. Man, he's getting paid a lot of money to go play Barcelona too. That is insanity. But again, not surprising. Players want to play in big divisions, especially when those divisions are going to be paying you a boat ton of money. So again, finance-wise, projections aren't great, but man, there's a lot of money in that budget. That transfer budget is insanity, but no one wants to come, so it really is no good to us. All right, fast forward. Let's see the next season.
Approximately 10 hours later.
So it's very evident the march towards the Premier League continues. Man City is now in the championship in the third season. So this is July of 2025, about to start their season in the championship. But first, let's take a look to see how League 1 was. I don't know why I said it that way, but I did. And they won it. Still by quite a bit, but they did lose 2 matches to Swansea and Charlton. Interesting. Swansea finished 4th. Charlton finished 9th. They did concede 23 goals this time out of 100. I mean, they scored 100, conceded 23. Man, I can't speak. But 114 points, 82. Let's see, past records, most points in a season. Yeah, Man City still had that. So that is impressive. I am impressed. But where am I going here? Before we leave, I want to see look at that. Julian Alvarez, he won an award. 25 goals, 6 assists. But I want to see the team of the year. I want to see if... There we go. That is more likely. That is more what I expect when you dominate a league. You expect to see most of your players in the team of the year. Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez, Erling Haaland's there, obviously. Cancelo, Laporte, Diaz, Ederson. They're all there, baby. So now let's see who has left. First things first, though. Let's see. Transfers out. Last time we saw Calvin Phillips, a bunch of guys here, a lot of loans, a ton of loans, nothing but loans. And, okay, they didn't lose anyone else. But they did make 2 signings, which I am interested by. Let's see. Ecuadorian, Caicedo. Where is he from? Nottingham Forest. Before that, Brighton. All right, so he's from Brighton. Man, okay, cool. And he played in League 1. Obviously played very well. Making some money. And Nottingham Forest made a nice pretty dollar off that deal. Dang. And lastly, Alexis McAllister. I like him. Obviously, he did very well at the World Cup recently for Argentina. And from Brighton, looks like he went to Southampton for 35.5 and then was sold to Man City for 52. Obviously, he wanted to get the payday. I don't know how much he was making at Brighton or Southampton, but £130,000 a week is not a bad thing. So, Alexis McAllister, interesting. And going into this next part, players that were sold thus far going into the championship season. Riyad Mahrez, looks like he just went out on a free, which is not entirely surprising. He is 34 at this point. So he went off to Sassuolo in Serie A. He didn't play that much last season anyways, which is kind of surprising. What am I doing? Manuel Akanji. Akanji went off to Atletico Madrid for 43.5. It is crazy that Man City only paid 15 million. Like, it's honestly out of control. That's all they paid. Out of control, I say. Players they brought in: Estevez, random guy that's bounced around a lot. Okay, and Tanguy Dembele. Anyone that follows Tottenham knows that he is I don't know, not nothing to write home about. Tottenham spent a ton of money on him, and he's pretty much done jack squat. But he's willing to go to Man City for some money, obviously. So, yeah, this is the championship. This is season 3. So we got 2 more to go. Let's see how they get out of the championship. And, yeah, hang on. Let's hang tight. Let's see what's going on. All right, guess who's back? Man City is back in the Premier League. So before we actually jump into take a better look at this squad, let's see how they fared in the championship. Ooh, they won. Who would have thought? Not only did they win, they destroyed it. They only lost twice, 42 wins, 2 draws, 125 goals for, 29 against, 128 points overall. That is fantastic. So let's take out the award winners. Erling Haaland on top, 45 appearances. I think this is probably his first season in this entire little series I've done where he actually plays like majority of the matches, if not all the matches. 45 appearances, 36 goals, 6 assists. Good on you, Erling. You definitely needed it. Golden Glove, Angus Gunn, really? Okay. That's not what I expected. Manager of the Year. I didn't actually play this, so I don't expect anyone to be there. Player of the Year, we already saw. Players Team of the Year, this is what I wanted to see. So we got Haaland, Jack Grealish. I have not even looked at you recently. He's played a lot of matches. Played well in the championship. He knows the championship well during his time in Aston Villa. Early years, I guess. Caicedo, Bernardo Silva still there. Alvarez, how's he doing? 7 points. He got a lot of goals. And he's 26 at this point. Still a solid player. Cancelo, Diaz. Yeah, they dominated the championship. Not a worry there. So, finances. The budget should start turning around because they're in the Premier League. So they should start. They are spending a ton, though. So I'm actually very curious. The original budget was 205. So they've spent money now. Okay, transfers. I'm curious because the players leaving should stop now. There should be less of that going on because reputation-wise, they have returned to glory. But who? Alan Campbell, sure. Anyone that I recognize that's worth noting? Sergio Gomez goes off to whatever they're called. What are they called? Barcelona. It was even there, and I couldn't even say it. Okay, so that's great for them. Okay, they didn't lose anyone else. Only $75 million or pounds out. 240 in, though. Whew, a lot of money. And they did sign quite a few players. Tyler Adams, 27-year-old American. He was at Leeds. RB Leipzig is where you'd probably seen him recently. Then Leeds. So that's cool, I guess. Who else? This man here. Nordi Mukile. I cannot pronounce that. But again, PSG, RB Leipzig, Atletico. Did I really just do that? Are you serious? Oy vey. Transfers, go back. Other players. Jordan Teze? He's Dutch, PSV. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize. Calvin Bibasi from Ajax. Laurentino Luiz from Real Madrid. Benfica. Again, like, for how much money they spent on him, meh. They're desperate to fill the squad from the looks of it. Who else? Ruben Vargas, Araujo, Henrique Araujo, Benfica. Yeah. Honestly, like, the players they're bringing in, they're spending a ton of money, but like, it's pretty underwhelming if you ask me. And then in this transfer window here in the summer of 2026, they have spent more money on Penzella, 28 Italian left back. And yeah, they spent a pretty penny on him, formerly of Ajax. How do I pronounce this name? He's Georgian. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a winger. Pretty talented winger, I might say. But he comes from Parthenope in Serie A. Yeah, Georgia and Russia before that. And then last but not least, Manu Kone. He comes in from Borussia and Gladbach and Toulouse and all that jazz. So, all right, so they're back in the Premier League, so that's very exciting. But let's see how they fare in their first season back. So stay tuned. So this is incredible. we are at the end. Well, the end / the beginning of the new season, but it doesn't matter. Their first season back in the Premier League, and they go on to win it. Please tell me how that's possible. Please tell me how that's possible. They go on to win it. Ew. What kind of points was... What the heck? Look at it. 77 points, won the league. 74 points. Arsenal was second. 73, Liverpool. 70, Chelsea. 69. Like, that's all very close. Ew. That's wild. That's wild, if you ask me. But yeah, Man City won the league, which is insanity. Award winners, let's see. Mohamed Salah, still kicking. 31. Cool. All right. Golden Glove. Edouard Mendy. Yeah, cool. Very, very nice. Manager of the year. They hired Pep back. Or was Pep always there? Doesn't matter. He's the manager of the year. Players, player of the year, Mohamed Salah. Team of the year, here we go. Julian Alvarez and Erling Haaland are the strikers up top. He is a good player, though. So his first season, this is actually his first season in the Premier Division, and he goes 36 appearances, so he plays like every match pretty much. 14 goals, 9 assists, a 7.41. Pretty good, if you ask me. Erling Haaland, his return to the Premier League. Well, actually, no. He hasn't even played at this point. This is his first season in it. 38 appearances, 19 goals, 2 assists. Not bad. 7.42. Other players, that's that Georgian player brought in. I didn't bring him in. They brought him in. Kone, these are all new players. Obviously, were good signings. Bernardo Silva, 32 years old at this point. Put up some good numbers, 7.23. Ruben Diaz is still hanging around at 30 years old. Again, a good season for him. Cancelo. Man, they got some old dudes now, though. Holy. But at the end of the day, they are doing very well. Erling Haaland did win the Golden Boot with 19 goals. So, good on you, Erling. Before we leave, that is a terrible sight. So, the club's finances have caught up to them. Holy cow. I've never seen Man City with a £95 million debt. They got a lot of debt there. Not much transfer debt, at least. But, those projections are rough. Thing is, though, like, Man City, they got the money, right? Like, that shouldn't be a problem. They're projected to fail all that. That's fantastic. Last but not least, I want to see what they did in the transfer windows here. Let's see. Did they sell anyone else? Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Dembele, he left quite quickly. That was a terrible deal. Like, honestly, that was a terrible deal. They bought him for like 50 and they just sold him for 9 like a season later. Jordan Tezzi, same. They sold him pretty quick. Jean-Claire Todibo, they brought in for 31. Pedro Porro, Leo Ostergaard. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. And then this, I doubt they have much money. João Pedro, 25 years old at this point. Okay. That's a lot of money, though. He's worth a lot of money now. And Asprella, that's a good signing. He's a good player. But still, they spend so much money. Honestly, so much money. How much was the transfer budget? 157. They still have 63. They still have lots of transfer budget, but yeah, no finances. So, I hope you enjoyed this. It's mind-boggling to me that despite Man City dropping and honestly offloading a ton of talented players because of the reputation of the league that they were playing in, they still made it back to the Premier League and then won it in their first year back. That honestly is very impressive to me because they did lose quite a few good footballers, but I think it also goes to show that Man City is loaded with talent. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas about series that you would like to see or just random videos like this that you'd like to see. I am all for it. So let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.